Jesse's Jabber with a friendly face. Welcome into your favorite space. If it's on his mind or it's in the air, and you've got a minute, drag up the chair. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Stay a while and join the chat. Jesse's Jabber, Jesse's Jabber. Time goes by and life goes faster. Take a minute just to clear your head. Maybe there's comfort in the words that he says. Going through life with his kids and his wife. Throws in sports and some PS5. No hot takes, he just shoots it straight. Just a regular guy at the end of the day. If you found your way through the endless noise and clatter, listen in, maybe tell a friend. This is Jesse's Jabber.
The keys are finally out of the ignition. The engine is ticking itself asleep in the driveway, cooling down after a solid week. The great white whale is finally getting a little rest. For the past couple of weekends, it's been doing what it always does, hauling baseball bags, folding chairs, coolers, water bottles, snacks, and enough red Alabama clay to start a small farm. We spent long days at ballparks watching all-star tournaments, chasing foul balls, finding shade wherever we could, and trying to remember which field we were supposed to be at next. By the time we pulled back in the driveway after the last tournament, everybody looked like they played 9 innings themselves. But now, the all-star tournaments are officially in the books. It's that specific time of night when the chaos of the day finally settles into a quiet house. The gears pile by the door, and the 12 are finally tucked in, asleep, and out of commission for the next few hours. It's just me, a quiet few minutes, and a chance to breathe. This is Jesse's Jabber, outnumbered, overstimulated, and on the mic. Let's get into it. The funny thing about baseball season, or any season for that matter, is that while you're in it, it feels huge. The schedules are packed, the days are long, the expenses add up. You're coordinating rides, packing lunches, filling coolers, checking weather apps, and spending entire weekends moving from one field to another. It feels significant because it is significant. It takes a lot to pull it all off. But tonight, after the house has finally settled down, I've been thinking about what the 12 will actually remember from all of it. Not what I remember, what they'll remember. Because those are usually two very different things. I can already tell you the things I'll remember. I'll remember the games, the close plays, the hits, the road trips, the conversations sitting in folding chairs under the blazing Alabama sun. But if history is any indication, that's probably not what the 12 are going to remember. Years from now, if you were to ask them, one of them would probably say, "Remember that spider beside the field at that baseball place we went to? Or remember when Dad got sunburned in the pool at the hotel? Or remember that tent that sprayed water on us at the ballpark?" And that's when I settled on this thought. Kids remember weird things. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. The great white whale has hauled a lot of memories over the years. If you asked me to list them, I'd probably start with the big stuff. Baseball tournaments, beach trips, family vacations, Christmas mornings. Those milestone moments that take weeks of planning, a decent chunk of money, and so many moving parts, it starts to make you wonder if the memory is worth the effort. Then I'd ask one of the 12 what they remember. And that's where things usually go sideways. I'll ask them about a massive trip we took. and one of them will look up and say, I remember when we ordered seafood the night before we left, and I got to eat crab legs. That's it. That's the whole trip to them. Because kids remember weird things. They don't remember the 6-hour drive it took to get somewhere special. They remember the gas station that had a talking fish mounted on the wall. They don't remember the expensive attraction we bought tickets for. They remember the hotel vending machine that accidentally dropped 2 bags of chips instead of 1. They don't remember the carefully planned itinerary. They remember a bug they found in the parking lot while everyone else was trying to leave. It's like they're completely immune to production value. Parents are focused on the entirety. We see the whole event, the cost, the planning, the schedule, the significance. Kids are focused on what's right in front of them. They're living the details. They're paying attention to things most of us never even notice. And honestly, there's probably something we can learn from that. As parents, we spend a lot of time trying to create memories. We talk about making childhood magical. We want our kids to have experiences. We want them to look back one day and remember all the effort we put in. There's nothing wrong with that. Every parent wants to give their kids good memories. But what if we're accidentally putting too much pressure on ourselves because we're trying to manufacture moments that were never meant to be manufactured? Some of the best memories in life don't arrive because someone planned them. They show up because everyone was relaxed enough to let them in. Think about your own childhood for a minute. Not the stories your parents tell, your stories. The memories that belong to you. I bet a lot of them aren't the biggest days. I bet they're the weird days, the random days, the ordinary days, the days that seem completely unimportant at the time. Maybe it was sitting on the tailgate of a truck, eating a cheeseburger. Maybe it was staying up late during a thunderstorm. Maybe it was a conversation on the way home from somewhere. Maybe it was absolutely nothing special at all. Yet somehow, it stayed. I think that's because kids experience time differently than adults do. Adults see time as a resource. We've got places to be, schedules to keep, deadlines to meet, practices to make, groceries to buy, and bills to pay. We're constantly managing the next thing. Kids don't manage time. They occupy it. They settle into it. They explore it. They're not thinking about what comes next. They're paying attention to what's happening now. That's why they notice things we completely miss. They notice the texture of a rock, the shape of a cloud, the way rain sounds on the roof, the funny face Dad makes while he's trying to open a pickle jar, the song that always seems to come on during a summer drive, the smell of popcorn in the gym during basketball season, the way Mom laughed at a joke she didn't even mean to tell. Meanwhile, we're trying to remember if we paid the water bill or whether we signed the permission slip that's due tomorrow morning. We're planning and living in the future while they're living in the moment. Over time, we adults convince ourselves that a good childhood requires a ton of gigantic moments. Maybe social media deserves some of the blame for that. Or maybe it's always been there in some form. But it feels like modern parents are carrying a lot of pressure. Every birthday has to be bigger. Every vacation has to be better. Every holiday has to be picture perfect. Every memory has to be worthy of a photograph. Every experience has to feel special. Before long, parenting starts feeling like event planning. We're checking boxes, creating experiences, managing expectations, trying to produce magic on demand. The problem is, kids can feel that pressure too. They may not understand it, but they feel it. When adults are stressed, kids know. When parents are worried about schedules, pictures, reservations, and whether everything is going according to plan, kids notice. What they often remember isn't the attraction, it's the atmosphere. That's why Taco Tuesday matters. That's why breakfast for dinner matters. That's why stopping for ice cream after a bad day, or just any time, matters. Nobody was trying to create a core memory. Nobody was performing. Nobody was curating. Everybody was just there, together. I think that's one of the great secrets of parenting. The best memories are usually the ones that weren't invited. They just wandered in through the side door while everybody was busy living life. And that's good news for parents like me. Living with the 12, we're going to miss some milestones. We're going to forget things. We're going to have days when the schedule falls apart before breakfast. We're going to be late occasionally. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have days where we're running on fumes, caffeine, and whatever leftover fast food didn't make it out of the great white whale. We aren't going to create a perfect childhood. Nobody does. But maybe perfection isn't the assignment. Maybe the assignment is presence. Maybe the goal isn't giving our kids a childhood that looks impressive from the outside. Maybe the goal is giving them a childhood that feels safe from the inside. The older I get, the more I realize childhood isn't built out of major events. It's built out of repetition. It's built out of routines. It's built out of the little things that happen over and over again until they become part of who we are. Family dinners, bedtime conversations, car rides, Saturday mornings, folding laundry together, running errands, sitting in a driveway for a few extra minutes because nobody feels like getting out yet. Those moments don't seem important while they're happening, but they are. Because those moments tell kids something. They tell them they're safe. They tell them they belong. They tell them somebody enjoys being around them. And that matters more than we realize. Lately, I've been wondering how many memories my kids have that I don't even know about. How many moments have become important to them that barely registered for me? Maybe it was something I said. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe it was a random stop somewhere. Maybe it was a night when everyone sat around the kitchen table talking longer than usual. Maybe it was a moment I would have completely forgotten if they hadn't brought it up later. That's a humbling thought, because it means we're making memories whether we're trying to or not. The question isn't whether our kids will remember something. The question is what they're remembering. And the answer probably isn't what we think. A few years from now, they may not remember the details of every tournament. They may not remember every gift they opened on Christmas morning. They may not remember every vacation destination or every expensive experience. But they'll remember how home felt. They'll remember whether people listened when they talked. They'll remember whether they felt welcome in the room. They'll remember whether they were constantly rushed from one thing to another, or whether there was space to simply be together. Some of the strongest childhood memories happen during the quiet moments. Sitting on the porch, sitting around the kitchen table, riding down a back road, throwing a ball in the yard, watching a storm roll in. Those moments don't look impressive. They don't get a lot of likes online. Nobody puts them in a commercial about the perfect family. But those are often the moments that become anchors. They happen in the school pickup line or in the quiet of the night when the house finally settles down and you're just sitting at the edge of their bed. Those are the moments kids carry with them. Those are the moments they return to years later when they're trying to remember what home felt like. So here's something I challenge all of us to do this week. Ask your kids a simple question. Ask them, what's one thing we did this week that you liked? Not this year, not on vacation, not at Christmas, this week. Then listen. Really listen. Because I have a feeling the answers are going to surprise you. They probably won't mention the thing that cost the most money. They probably won't mention the thing that took the most planning. They probably won't mention the thing you were stressing about. They'll probably mention something small, something ordinary, something you almost forgot happened. And that's the beauty of it. Kids remember weird things. But maybe those weird things aren't weird at all. Maybe they're simply the moments when they felt loved. Maybe they're the moments when they felt seen. Maybe they're the moments when they felt safe enough to relax and enjoy being with the people around them. And if that's true, then maybe the pressure gets a little lighter. Maybe we can stop chasing the perfect childhood and start appreciating the ordinary one. Because a perfect childhood isn't built out of perfect days. It's built out of a million messy, ordinary, regular days where kids felt safe, seen, and completely anchored by the people around them. Years from now, they probably won't remember everything we did, but they'll remember how it felt to be with us. And when you think about it, that's probably the memory that matters most. As I'm finishing this up tonight, the house is finally quiet. The great white whale is sitting in a driveway, carrying the evidence of another season. There's probably still a water bottle under the seat, a stray baseball rolling around somewhere in the back, and enough red clay on the floorboard to remind us where we've been. The tournaments are over. The schedules have eased up. For a little while, at least, life feels like it's taking a breath. Every day, the 12 are building memories. Not the ones I would choose. Not the ones we spent money creating. Not the ones we stressed over. Their own. Maybe years from now, they'll remember a tournament. Maybe they'll remember a vacation. Maybe they'll remember a Christmas morning. But if I've learned anything, they'll probably remember something completely different. They'll remember a joke that made everyone laugh. A late night fast food run. A conversation in the van. A random Tuesday that didn't seem important to anybody except them. And honestly, that's comforting. Because it means the pressure isn't on us to create their perfect childhood. The pressure isn't on us to make every day extraordinary. The assignment is much simpler than that. Show up. Be present. Create a home that feels safe. Love your people well. The big moments are great when they come, but childhood is mostly built in the ordinary moments between them. The rides home, the kitchen table conversations, the bedtime talks, the quiet moments after the crowd goes home. That's where a lot of the real memories live. So this week, don't underestimate the small stuff. Don't assume the ordinary moments don't count. They might be the very moments your kids carry with them for the rest of their lives. The great white whale will eventually haul us to another tournament, on another road trip, and through another season of memories. The schedule will fill back up. The chaos will return. It always does. But tonight, it's sitting still in the driveway. And that's a good reminder for all of us. Sometimes the moments that matter most aren't happening somewhere else. They're already here. So tonight, I'm going to leave the red clay in the floorboard. I'm going to leave the empty water bottles rolling around the back. Tomorrow, the great white whale will start up again. We'll get busy with day-to-day responsibilities and trying to keep up with the 12. But for tonight, the engine is cool, the house is quiet, and the memories are already safe and sound inside. If this episode brought back a memory of your own, or a little perspective to your night, I'd love for you to share it with someone who may have been a part of it or needs to hear it too. And if you're enjoying these conversations, be sure to follow, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you're listening. It means the world, keeps the show moving, and it helps more people find us to tag along for the ride. This is Jesse Jabber, outnumbered, overstimulated, and on the mic. Drive safe, hug your people, remember the weird things, and we'll talk again soon.